Hello there everybody, how are we all? I'm very well, I thank you for asking. Apologies for the ridiculously late start. My computer decided Hello there everybody, how are we all? I'm very well, literally as I was about apologies to go like ridiculously late start. My computer, honestly, hello there everybody, how are we all? I'm very well, not literally as I was about apologies to go like ridiculously late start. My computer, honestly, hello there everybody, how are we all? I'm very well, not literally as I was about apologies to go like ridiculously late start. My computer, honestly, hello there everybody, how are we all? Not literally as I was about apologies to go like ridiculously late start. My computer, honestly, hello there everybody, how are we all? Not literally as I was about apologies to go like ridiculously late start. My computer, honestly, hello there everybody, how are we all? Not literally as I was about apologies to go like ridiculously late start. My computer, honestly, hello there everybody, how are we all? Not literally as I was about apologies to go like ridiculously late start. My computer, honestly, hello there everybody, how are we all? Not literally as I was about apologies to go like looping itself in my computer, honestly, hello there everybody, how are we all? Not literally as I was about apologies to go like looping itself in my computer, honestly, hello there everybody, how are we all? Not literally as I was about apologies to go like looping itself in my computer, honestly, hello there everybody, how are we all? Not literally as I was about apologies to go like looping itself in my computer, honestly, hello there everybody, how are we all? Not literally as I was about apologies to go like looping itself in my computer, honestly, hello there everybody, how are we all? Not literally as I was about apologies to go like looping itself in my computer, honestly, hello there everybody, how are we all? Okay, I've muted OBS, but I need that to happen. Hang on, what the fuck? I can't even fucking hear anything. Hang on a minute. Let me try a different set of headphones. Fucking hell! Right. No, it won't even fucking let me hear anything. Hang on a minute. What the fuck? Oh, that's me now, okay. Okay. Is it now working? Is it now working? Can we check? It seems to be sorted for me. Okay. I don't know what the fuck that was. I honestly don't know what that was. I don't know how it happened or how I fixed it. Fucking brilliant. Fucking amazing. Honestly, I fucking hate the world. Right. I'm not okay anymore, but you can still give me money on YouTube, in terms of membership and or gift, talkie bits, whatever. What's it called? Super chats. Although we will be going off YouTube relatively shortly because we'll be watching some BBC content and they're fucking arseholes, so... By the way, the BBC really let themselves down with the some of the coverage I was watching of the student protest stuff today. Very, very poor. So yeah, that's... hang on a minute. Studio microphone. Hopefully that's okay. Ah, fucking hell. So we're going to be on with No Justice MTG of the Navarra Media. Thank you, Crastronomy with 200 bits. Much love, and thank you, Navigator, for gifting a sub. We're on a hype train. If you want to make the hype train go choo-choo, you know what to do. It's bits and subs. Yeah. You should just play a black screen on YouTube just for me. No, I shouldn't. Okay, so this is what happened apparently a second ago. I don't know how that happened. I had everything muted, so I don't know how it was being routed back into the OBS. Honestly, I checked all of... because obviously I've got the feed on YouTube, so I can check YouTube chat, and I've got the Twitch open, right? And they were both muted, so I don't know... for the life of me, how the fuck how that happened. Yeah, why are you giving me money? I clearly don't deserve it. You know what I mean? Like, it really isn't worth the skill you're getting in return, you know? Hello there, Helena.
Hello, Kev. How are you doing? Have you voted?
I did vote. I voted early and often. Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Did you remember your ID, unlike Boris Johnson and another Tory MP in Ipswich?
I did, but they didn't even fucking ask. So it was pointless bothering.
Really?
Yeah.
Based and red-pilled election people.
Well, considering it's Birmingham, I don't even know if they're getting paid. Because it's Birmingham.
Almost certainly
it's Birmingham
not. Yeah,
City Council, so they're paying them in peanuts. And if you pay peanuts, you get monkeys, and monkeys can't ask for ID. So.
Absolutely, but yeah, that is a story. I didn't mention that before. I was talking to chat before you came on, but at the end, that's one thing I didn't mention about the local elections. Yeah, Boris Johnson, the man who literally wrote put the law into practice that said that you had to have voter ID, didn't bring his voter ID and got turned away.
Genius. Presumably, he went back and got it. I would think. Because presumably
one
he
would
does
hope
have
so.
ID. But to be fair, that piece of legislation was clearly meant to target vulnerable groups. And as he's a foreigner, as an immigrant himself, born in the United States of America, clearly... Absolutely. That
filthy
policy,
Yankoids.
The policy was working as intended. It attacked and temporarily denied the right of voting to an immigrant. And I for one, am with it on this. Yeah. That one immigrant could fuck right off. Oh, shouldn't he be on a flight to Rwanda? That's what I want to know. Jesus.
Absolutely,
there's
absolutely.
some fucking belting shit posting from
with John Swinney,
protesters
an advocate
today.
for that reform agenda.
Did you
Oh,
see,
really?
Yeah, did you see the people stopping there was like a truck of illegal migrants that was going to be leaving, and these were supposedly the first ones that were going to be sent to the Bibi stuff.
Oh yeah, we covered it on Navarra.
Yeah. And they slashed the tyres of the van, the protesters, and one of them was asked, and he went, "I don't know how it happened. Maybe the tyres are just comrades and burst themselves."
What an absolute giga chad.
Absolutely lovely shit posting. That's how you deal with wankers.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. So, yes, our exclusive exit polls. Because you're thinking to yourself, well, Kev, you're not a fucking media organisation. Yes, I am. Shut up. Our media polls can reveal, exit polls can reveal that the Tories have fucked it. Tories have absolutely fucked it. And, to no one's surprise, Hamas have taken overall control of Doncaster Council. So that's good to see. Not unexpected, but still a big win for the Hamases.
Hamas, the Al Qassam Doncaster brigades.
Another part of the north, the Red Wall crumbling.
The replace of the Green Wall.
True.
Absolutely. I'm assuming you've seen the Galloway clip. We were just talking about it before you came on.
Yes, Galloway being a homophobic prick. What a surprise.
Shock horror.
Yeah.
Man's a social conservative, and I'm just like, the thing I was mentioning this before with my chat. I'll go over it now that you're in here as well. Is the dumb thing, right? Is that if people came and said, I don't agree with him on this, but I agree with him on so much on economic or foreign policy or whatever, I'll still vote for him despite this because we may have different opinions, but we share enough of what I care about. I'm a class reductionist or whatever. I would disagree, but at least I would understand, and I would just leave it there. They can do what they want with their vote. But the people who are coming out and saying, oh, he didn't really mean that. He just said normal, like as in not the majority. He didn't say that they were abnormal or anything, whilst saying random Twitter brain shit about 97 genders or whatever. And I'm like, no, stop trying to gaslight me.
Yeah.
Stop coping. Stop huffing the copium. This guy you want to vote for might be a little bit homophobic. Just accept it. But don't try and lie to me about the clip that was posted unedited in 4K of him saying all the things that he said, as if it's some kind of Novara media, smear campaign against Galloway to broadcast the things that he says and believes.
Have you played the clip on your stream yet?
I've not known.
I think it might be worth it because there are a few in my chat who haven't seen it. So I think it might be worth going over with everybody. So, sitting Workers' Party of Britain candidate, and by the way, it's so mental that Monty Panesar, former England spinner, test match bowler, cricketer person, it will be standing for them.
Did you see it?
I didn't know him down as a communist, in all honesty, but there we go.
Absolutely. The M stands for Marxist-Leninist.
True.
Monty-Leninist.
Exactly.
Absolutely. But the thing is, speaking of Monty Panesar, did you see the interview with him on Times Radio?
I did. He's
an idiot.
I'm not sure I want him in Parliament. Like, don't get me wrong, there are more stupid people in Parliament right now, but they shouldn't be there either. They're fucking idiots. No. Yeah, he's not. He's really not fit to be a member of Parliament. I'm sorry, he's just not.
We need to leave NATO because we can't control the borders because of the small boats.
He's just he's a special one, that lad. Anyway, so George Galloway, current sitting MP in Rochdale, I believe. Yes, he not far from where the Hamas is. Have just taken control, of course. And he's known on the left as a kind of firebrand, etc. Famously pretended to be a cat or rode the dick of Saddam Hussein. These are things that happened.
Let's not forget Bashar al-Assad as well, which I think is worse. Like, I can at least understand why somebody would look at the history of Iraq and what Saddam Hussein originally kind of took over in Iraq and keeping it kind of secular. I can at least somebody maybe like tangentially sort of supporting it. I disagree, but I can see it. Whereas there's just no reason to support Assad. Just the guy who gasses his own civilians. Like, I'm sorry, like, what are you doing?
True. By the way, hello there, Tina 2 Raiders. Welcome in. God bless you, and thank you with bits and sobs to everybody. Don't forget to give us both money. We need it, and we are poor. These are things that are true. So, yes. By the way, everyone going for Latina too. Hello, Raiders. Right, so your colleague at Navarra, Aaron Bastani, good lad, interviewed Mr. Galloway, MP, And I've talked about the war and Gaza, Palestine, and all the rest of it, which is all, he's relatively based on that sort of thing. And then got round to talking about gay relationships, which, I'll be honest with you, is some like 1980s shit. I thought we'd moved past this, but I thought we were on to pretending that the transes were the new thing. But apparently we're going back to gays being abnormal. There are probably not many things George Galloway and Margaret Thatcher agreed on. It does appear they agree on this one point, though.
So what specifically do you not like that's taught to children in schools?
Well, I don't want my children prematurely sexualized at all. I don't want them taught that some things are normal when their parents don't believe that they're normal. Now, there's lots of things not normal.
Yes, you should only teach things based upon the beliefs of the parents. That's how education works. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, that's the stupid thing. Again, he thinks that. I mean, again, if you're a parent and you want to curtail your child's education about the world based upon your own principles, you can fucking homeschool them.
Yep.
But if you want to be a part of the state and have somebody be educated using that state that everybody pays into, then it's going to have to be within the kind of collective beliefs of the country that state is supposed to represent. You're well within your rights to pull them out and do it yourself. But if you want the state to educate them, then the state is the one who's going to choose what they get educated.
True.
And on top of that, you keep this baseless claim that kids are being sexualized. Like in the comments, like there's another clip from like the WPB specifically posted on Twitter themselves by him saying that I don't want my kids to be taught about anal sex at school. I'm like, children are not being taught about that shit at school. Yeah. It's only just Twitter brain nonsense for people who take all their political positions on what's been shared by fucking stopthewf.666 or whatever on Twitter.
True.
Normal doesn't mean you have to hate something that isn't normal. But if my children are taught that there's whatever the current Vogue number is, 76 or 97 or whatever the number of purported genders.
Genders. Have you ever, like, it's like he made the word gender sound like the N-word or something. What the fuck is this?
The hard gender with a hard R.
Genders. Like,
Also,
just say cunts or something. What the fuck?
Where's the evidence that this is happening? Where is the evidence that kids are being taught 97 genders? It just doesn't exist. It's just Twitter brain.
Yeah, no, it is. It's just culture war, soup brain. It's nonsense.
Where's your evidence for this? One guy told me at one time. Stupid.
Elon Musk said it, so it must be true.
Yeah, exactly.
That exists. I don't want my children taught that.
But are they taught that?
Some of them are, yeah.
Are they?
Okay. Your sources? Is what?
My sources that I made it the fuck up.
True.
Are they? Because there's a huge gap here between saying, I think kids should be going to school and taught that, not all relationships look like a heteronormative couple, male, female. There's a huge gap between saying they should know that there's lots of LGBT people in the world is very diverse, that's what it looks like, and you're saying...
No, they shouldn't be taught that. They should just be taught that heterosexuals are fine. Like, say, George Galloway, it's fine that he has had 1, 2, 3, 4 wives. That's absolutely fine and normal and positive, and children should learn that. But loving gay relationships are evil and bad.
What Catholic priests get up to, that's another story.
Well, exactly, yeah. No need to mention that, hey, George? When you're talking about sexualisation of minors, hey? Okay.
96 genders. There's a big gap in between, isn't there?
Well, no, 3 of my children go to school, a Catholic school in Scotland, so they have some protection.
How old were you when you had these children, if they're still at school, George? Because he's got to be well into his 60s at least at this point, right?
Yeah.
Because he's been an MP since the fucking 80s?
Yeah, that's been.
So, like, unless you were in your, 50s when you had these kids? Which is a bit weird in of itself, George. That's not a normal relationship, mate. Maybe we shouldn't be taught about you in schools. You're a degenerate.
For the moment, although the SNP government's threatening to remove some of those protections.
Fuck
off.
Fuck off,
Are they?
George.
Are the SNP going to end faith schools or something? This is a policy I haven't heard about.
No, again, he just made it up. He just made that up. Yeah.
My other two school children are taught in England things that I don't want them to be taught, and at an age
Like algebra. It's
Yes,
weird.
but are they taught about 96 genders like you claimed earlier?
No, but it's a hop, skip, and jump from teaching kids to add and detract letters in algebra, and then talking about X and Y chromosomes and genderinos. When you think about
True.
it,
Again,
far too much or far too little.
it's some real goalpost moving
Yeah.
to say like, well, these kids are taught there are 97 genders, and then when you ask where are they taught that? Well, no, but they're taught things outside the specific catechisms of the Catholic Church. Now I'm like, yeah, okay, that is quite a goalpost shift, isn't it?
Yeah. He had his last kid in 2020, the age of 64.
No, I mean, check.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not fucking normal, George. Come on, mate. You can't be having your fucking kid at 64 with your 27-year-old wife, you mental, right? And then claiming that, oh, well, if things aren't normal, we should hide them from children. Get in the bag then, I guess.
Also, thank you, Zakat, for the
I
raid.
Such
don't
as-
Appreciate you.
Yes.
to be taught that relations, that gay relationships are exactly the same and as normal as a mum, a dad, and kids.
They are, George. They're a part of
I mean,
the
they're
human
not.
experience.
They're not the same. They're clearly not the same. It's fine, but it's fine for them to be not the same, as long as they're equal in
Yeah.
value.
Well,
And
exactly,
of
that's
course,
the
they are
point.
also normal.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why he's saying that they shouldn't be taught as equal. Well, no, George, look, you can teach that there's differences. Indeed, that's sort of the point of discussing those topics, to explore those differences, and so people understand that those differences aren't scary and bad. They're just a thing that exists, but that they're of equal value. So when you
Yeah.
say not normal, what do you mean not normal? Gay people exist, ergo, it's actually normal, it's fine. No one's being hurt by this, so
Yeah, where's the negative utility?
yeah.
I believe I want my children to be taught that the normal thing in Britain, in society across the world, is a mother, a father, and a family.
How many... You've had kids by 4 different women, George? Or 3. I can't remember if he's had them with all, but yeah. Like, so is it normal to have children by all of those different women? Because that's not usual, actually. Usually people have children with, like, one person. Usually,
Also,
not always, but...
Also, the nuclear family is a recent invention.
Yeah, which George clearly doesn't believe in because he hasn't done that.
No, but it was all sinful before, the Council of Nicaea.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it, as a Catholic, that he's gotten at least 3 divorces. Because the Catholic Church doesn't recognise that, George. So you've been
True.
committing adultery and attempted bigamy, and you're going to hell. Enjoy.
I want them to be taught that there are gay people in the world and that they must be treated with respect and affection as I treat my own gay friends and colleagues with respect.
But not... Well, yeah, respect and affection like you would give to a dog. Or, like a family cat. That sort of thing, Like, they're okay. Like, I'm not going to kill them or anything, but they're not quite as good,
Respect and affection. But I don't want my children to be taught that these things are equal, because I don't believe them to be equal. Apart from anything else, the human race would
Well,
no
then
longer
teach
exist.
your own kids that they're
if-
unequal.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to have that specific viewpoint, you can say you might have been taught that these things are equal, but in our family, we believe that they are not. And then they'll become adults, and then they can make the fucking choice for themselves.
Yeah. Also, George, your point about the human race going extinct, having listened to this, I don't think that's necessarily a negative. Okay, we'll do that.
If it was normal, then it would be the end of humanity over a couple of generations.
Thank fuck for that. Jesus.
Also,
Respite.
not necessarily. we have plenty of ways because we're an advanced civilization. And we have things like IVF and surrogacy. There are plenty of ways for people in homosexual couples to be able to have access to be able to be parents.
Also, George, they could also adopt kids that have been abandoned by heterosexuals, because that happens a lot.
And also, the data shows they're better parents than straight couples.
Well, obviously, they're just better people. Straight people are fucking horrible. Have you met them?
I mean, I've met. And we have one on screen right now. That's my only sample size.
Well, exactly. So I mean, look, all we can say, you can scream small sample size all you like. The data is in. 100% of straight people are homophobic scum. Fact. Anyway, so that happened, and naturally, because the pseudo leftoids out there want to essentially be ruled by a daddy, they're going after Aaron Bastani and saying he's a massive piece of shit.
I'm not going to say they're pseudo leftoids, but what I am going to say is that they're idiots. And also, just again, I think most people there's a small cohort of people who genuinely agree with him.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely like a religious cohort there who are economically socialist but have their religious beliefs that they cling to, right? But that's a very tiny cohort. There's a super majority of people in this country support gay marriage, for example. Not even just the basic stuff about teaching that gay relationships exist, but fundamentally support the legal relationship of gay marriage, right? The legal precedent for gay marriage. That's a huge number, over 70%. Only 20% or so are in opposition, even like from slightly to none. So there's what coalition of voters is he drawing for on this? It doesn't fucking exist.
Well, that's
what I was
what
saying on Navarro on Tuesday.
Well, this is why I call them pseudo-leftists, and I'm not suggesting all of them that, like George Galloway, are that way. They just, there are some class reductionist type people in there as well. But there's the kind of essentially Nazbol type people who might be economically somewhat leftist and they're anti-war, so they're on board with him on that. But they also like the hating on gay people and trans people and 97 genders. Like it's the best of both worlds from their perspective. You get economic kind of leftism, which is probably good for them because they're poor. Which that's self-interest. You get anti-war stuff, cool, and you get the kind of Jordan Peterson brain rot. So it's a bit of everything, That's essentially who he's going for, I think. But
well, I think it's unfair to like throw like Strasserite at him, for example. It's just like this is just like bog standard religious social conservatism.
No, I don't think he's a Strasserite, but I think a lot of Strasserites will warm up to his kind of mix of messaging. If that makes sense.
Right, his positioning himself as being a quote-unquote anti-woke candidate is incredibly fucking tedious. Again, I tweeted this out, and I'll say it every time. It's always the people who say that they hate identity politics who are the most obsessed with identity politics.
Yeah.
They're totally obsessed with it.
I literally went over on stream last week. We went over the manifestos of the London mayoral candidates. Like there was a booklet that was sent out to all Londoners. We went over the online version of it, and the Social Democratic Party woman, her was fascinating. You should look at it. It was something like and literally line for line, one after the other was, I will protect women's same-sex, single-sex spaces, full stop, and end identity politics.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's so stupid. It's literally, identity politics is just any kind of social civil rights issue that's happening post what I believe to be the point at which it started going too far. That's it. This is the J.K. Rowling philosophy.
Yeah.
When I turned 18, every social civil rights activism before that point was wholly justified, worth fighting for. Everything after that, though, is woke degeneracy. That's it. That's all these people believe.
Yeah. Absolutely. Kieran Saunders, firstly, calm down, my dude. Secondly, I have turned on the alert box now. Apologies, it was turned off last night because I was doing a fucking debate and I forgot to turn it back on. My bad. And yes, George Galloway's current wife is younger than his first daughter. Is a thing. Now, I've got no problem with age gap relationships, but apparently George thinks if they're not normal, kids don't need to hear about it. And that isn't normal, George.
And again, that's another. Speaking of kids not wanting to hear it again, and all of the lies I had in the comments saying, oh, well, we don't want children being sexualized. I'm like, what do you think people are being taught? What do you think sex education includes for people, like kids in primary school, for example? Like, the most that it contains is like stuff about puberty that they need to know because they will be going through it. And they need to be educated about what that's going to entail so they know what to expect. And the fact that gay relationships exist. That's it. That's all they're getting taught. Like these people genuinely believe that detailed depictions of sex acts are being given to children aged 12. Like, it's just nonsense. It's not happening.
Yeah, no, yes, it isn't fucking happening. I'm being told to look at Domino's UK. Just had Boris Johnson come in and try and vote. So the Domino's Pizza Twitter account is trying to dunk on Boris Johnson. Brilliant. Fucking hell. What a time to be alive.
How do you feel, Kev, to be on the same side as the corporations?
Oh, well, brilliant. If Domino's want to sponsor the stream, get in line. I'm already sponsored by Raytheon, being a part of the plastic left, the champagne socialoids. Yeah, go for it. Fucking nonsense. Anyway, when Boris Johnson's clearly the socialist now, because he said fuck business, so...
True, he did. He's our based anti-bourgeois proletarian king.
True.
Absolutely. But yeah, like, it's just the people, broadly, people are trying to claim this is some kind of Novara smear campaign against him, rather than just him stating his beliefs in sincerity, and then people trying to pretend he didn't say what he said. Actually, the tweet that I retweeted was a funny one, which is like got called homophobic on Novara Media yesterday. You got called homophobic? Yeah, got called homophobic. Why'd you do that? Because it's being homophobic. On Novara Media? Yeah, it was on Novara Media. That's literally what we're having right now.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like, they didn't chop him up, as far as we're aware. There's no clip chimping here. There was a dialogue you just saw there, which was unbroken, where they were explaining, where Aaron Bastani was, like, asking him about that, giving him plenty of opportunity to say, no, I think gay people are alright, yeah, it's fine. No problems. But he didn't, did he? He didn't say that at all. He said quite the opposite of that, in fact. Ridiculous stuff. Anyone complaining about this needs to fucking have a long look in the mirror, I suspect. Yeah.
I genuinely saw somebody in the comments, I tweeted this out as well, trying to say that Novara Media were paid off by MI5 to smear the left. I'm just like,
true.
Is this normal posting you're doing?
True.
Honestly, I think people have to remember as well. Really worth, stressing. I am not a representative of Novara Media. I get freelance gigs with them, a few times per month.
Yeah.
But I'm not a Novara Media employee. So all of the statements I'm making here are my own statements, and I'm not representative of the opinions of Novara Media officially.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, I am just defending them on everything here because I support them. But
this
it's worth pointing out, I'm doing that in my own capacity, not in the capacity as somebody who guests on Novara Media sometimes.
True. But this is the thing that people don't realise, is that I'm actually No Justice's MI5 handler.
True you are. It's true you are. That's where, because not only are you getting money from Raytheon, but you're also then giving that money to me.
Exactly. But basically, George Soros has set up, and Charles Schwab combined, but it's not anti-Semitic, honest, have set up a slush fund through Raytheon that gives money to me that I then disperse to the Novara Media crew to smear the left. And that is about as sensible as the dog shit that's being spouted on Twitter right now. In all honesty.
Genuinely unhinged.
Yeah. So,
again, this is what happens when you have like left-wing politics without material analysis. All you have is conspiracy theory.
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah. Because if you don't anchor it in reality, then the powers that be, which are capitalist oligarchs and media barons and things like that, who are actually really powerful people who are controlling the situation, just becomes an amorphic blob of like Jews and SJWs and whoever you want it to be, which isn't real. It's just nonsense.
So that's about reality. I mean, obviously it's about reality, but specifically it's about systemic critique. It's about material interest and power relations, in the same way that the press barons that control our media aren't bad because they're evil people from the Legion of Doom. They're bad because they are the bourgeois. They belong to the class who opposes the class interests of the working class. And it could be anybody. Like, Jeff Bezos is not a uniquely evil person for owning Amazon. He's just the person who owns Amazon, so there's therefore evil. If he dies tomorrow and was replaced by somebody else, they would be just as evil as Jeff Bezos. Not because they're a bad person, but because their position is in opposition to the broader class interests of workers. And likewise is the same between Rupert Murdoch, Lachlan Murdoch, the Barclay brothers, Paul Dacre, all of that kind of rogues gallery of people. They are bad because of the position that they hold, not because they're some uniquely maniacal, malevolent figure in the background pulling the strings. And that's why, if you don't have a systemic critique, you just end up a fucking Russell Brand conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you don't anchor it in anything real, you become either Russell Brand or Jimmy Dore or one of those fucking people. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yes, so we're nearly on for question time. They're not actually broadcasting it on the iPlayer in the way they would normally. It's just going on straight after the news. So we've
because they can't have it on before polls close.
Indeed, yes, because you wouldn't want to prejudice the Hamas victory in Doncaster, obviously. So yes. So on that note, I will depart from YouTube, because putting question time on YouTube would be the copyright, obviously.
Yeah, immediately getting monetized and then copyright cut is no bueno.
Indeed. So I'm going to say goodbye there. You can come over to the Twitch
Lord
and
Freedom
say
has donated $3. Alert box is back on.